goes against what most are going to say. It's actually like the Liver King. What's happening, troops? Welcome to the video. So in this video, it's going to be a full day of eating. I'm also going to show you a little bit of my day, and I'm going to take you through my workout, which is going to be a back workout as well. So let's go get into the video. So right now it's roughly about 1 o'clock and I've not eaten anything yet. I usually fast to start the day, just drink black coffee and plenty of water. And the first meal I'm going to be having is going to be eggs with some bagels. Now, in this full day of eating, I'm going to be aiming for about roughly 2,200 calories, roughly about 180 grams of protein, and as long as I hit 60 grams of fat above, I'll be happy with that. Literally got no food in right now, so I'm going to just be going through the day, winging it almost, tracking the calories with MyFitnessPal. Now, I've not tracked my calories in a long time. I've just been kind of working off roughly what I know, so I'll take you along the way, show you what each meal works out to, and things like that as well. I've also just realised two things. First of all, if you've been watching my videos, you'll notice I'm no longer a blondie. Secondly, I just realised I've no shave for this video, but you know what, I'm just going to keep it real because I wasn't going to shave the day anyway. So, as I was saying, right now, I don't have very much food in. We've just placed a food order which comes tomorrow morning, so I'll need to wing this as we're going through the day. First meal is going to be a 6-egg omelette, 4 full eggs and 2 lots of egg whites. Usually I would be putting butter on my bagels as well, and I would usually just have 2, but since there's no butter, I'm going to have the 3 bagels to kind of help make up the calories, and on one of the bagels I'll basically put on peanut butter on that to kind of up the fat content in that, and the other 2 will be dry. I know that's a bit of a pedo stunt, if you will, but that's just what's going to have to get done. I guess I'll just make like a little egg sandwich with it, and hopefully that'll fix the dryness. So while I'm cooking this, again, I need to order a lot of stuff. I would usually use olive oil or organic butter, but I only have sesame oil right now, so I'm just having to deal with that. And I roughly put on about 15 to 30 grams. You know what, I'll actually measure this. So it's the exact date, I usually just eyeball it. It's ended up being 19. And then in 10 grams there's 90 calories, so in 20 there'll be 180. So 180 calories just from the oil itself. Oils are not bad, well, depending on which oil you use. There's a lot of benefits in oils, such as the fats, which oils basically are, and they have a huge role in your hormone production. So oils are good. Sesame seed oil maybe isn't the best oil, I must admit that, but I don't really use 1-cal spray at all anymore. In fact, I don't use it, and I don't tell my clients to use it either. So next thing I'm doing, this is going to look bad, don't have a scooby what I'm talking about, I guess, because I'm probably going against most of the health advice you see, but I've also got to put a shit ton of salt into my eggs, because you get a bit of pump when you're training. So it's pretty fucking hot, but I'm only going to lightly toast it on the inside, so because it's drier, well, I've not got any butter, it won't only be as bad heat, whereas if it was more cooked it'd probably be, or seem even drier again. So I've worked out all the calories from this, and it's a little bit higher than I expected, but this is going to be my pre-workout meal, and I've not eaten. It's actually 10 to 2 now. So this meal has 1,435 calories all in. How much grams of protein do we have for all day calories? It's 70 grams of protein, and I've already hit my fat intake all day. So, sorted. Oh, so there we have it. The first meal was made. 3 bagels, right? 1,400 calories might seem like a lot, but when you think of it, it is 2 meals combined, so it's not that bad. And I'm a big fucking guy, right? So a couple of things I want to touch on. First of all, usually 3 bagels is a wee bit much for me, and what I actually find is if I have like 3 bagels, it tends to make me tired. Now, I do believe that is to do with some of the stuff in the bread. Bread is bad, all that fucking shit, right? However, just because I've not got the butter there today, I was using it to make up the calories, because usually by the time I use the butter on 2 of them, that works out to roughly about 200 calories just for the butter alone. Next up, you'll notice that I says I had 60 grams of fat in this full meal, and that might sound absolutely crazy. However, me personally, I tend to eat more fats earlier in the day and more protein, and then towards the end of the day, kind of focus my meals more on protein and carbs. And the reason I kind of do this is, first of all, I do believe that fat intake is probably one of the most important kind of macronutrients that we tend to neglect. Obviously, a lot of people think fat makes you fat, which is incorrect. Secondly, it's so huge on your hormone production. There's a guy called Carnivore MD, I'll pop him up on screen right now, like bing, right there. He touches a lot on basically an animal-based diet, high protein, high fat-based diets. And honestly, like the stuff this guy says is unbelievable. I'm now going to watch some YouTube. I've been watching the More Plates, More Dates video, exposing the Liver King, because he's a fake natty. Do you like my little sandwich? Because of the egg, it doesn't seem as dry, you know what I'm saying? So, aye, it's cool. Getting away with it at the bottom. So, I've been watching this video from More Plates, More Dates on Liver King for the last 3-4 days, right? It's an hour long, so I've just been watching it on my lunch break. 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. And something I actually want to say, right? It's probably, pardon me, goes against what most are going to say. It's actually like the Liver King. I know he's been exposed for being a fake natty, and he shouldn't have lied about that. If people ask you, you should just probably be honest. I do understand he probably doesn't want to promote these technoids, obviously. However, I do like a lot of what he stands for, because he goes off a lot of like trying to live as natural as possible. And yes, he's a little bit extreme. If you don't know, Liver King eats raw liver, raw testicles and all that sort of shit. Which is maybe a wee bit mad, but his whole idea is he basically refers to the 9 ancestral tenets. I can't name them all off the top of the head, but basically like he talks about preaching sleep, lifting heavy, being active, getting sun exposure, getting cold exposure, and a couple of other different things. I like the Liver King. He's a funny character. He was obviously, everybody knew he was a fake natty, but I like a lot of his messaging, and I think more people should try and apply some of the 9 ancestral tenets. What's happening? So I've just finished working for about an hour and a half there, and now it's roughly about 3:30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out a walk, get moving for the next like probably 40 minutes to like an hour or something, and then I've actually got a call at 5:30 with one of my clients, Blair. Shout out to you, mate, you're an absolute legend. He's having phenomenal results and I cannot wait to share them. So I've got a chat with him, and then I'll be going to the gym later tonight. So you probably noticed earlier I mentioned that was like a pre-workout meal. I kind of realised after that I had to switch my schedule around today just with some time and stuff like that, but who cares? I know you don't anyway. So now let's go a little walk. I'm going to listen to an ebook while I'm going there. I've been listening to I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks recently. And the book I'm going to listen to right now is Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. So I've been trying to get into reading for the last wee while, and I've never been that great at staying consistent with it. But this year I downloaded Audible and I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm on 13 books for this year. This is them all here. So I recommend, if you can't be bothered reading, definitely get a wee Audible book. It's probably to listen to while you're walking. You can kill 2 stones with one bird, you know what I'm saying? So I've just came back from a walk there and I'm just about to speak to my man Blair. I've got him here on a Zoom and I'm going to get him to give you some feedback on how he's found the Lean in No Time programme.
I guess just this one thing that I want to emphasise on, people kind of start to get into kind of dwelling on starting that diet and stuff like that. Like, they understand that if you're feeling like, if your mental health isn't great, you need to consider the fact that maybe changing your diet and maybe speak to somebody like Brad can help so much with it, which it has been done with me. And I think that's one of the things that I overlooked in the past, was the fact that my diet didn't help with my mental health side of things, and just kind of showed over the past sort of 11 weeks how your diet can affect you mentally, and how much better I feel for just being, even on a diet, having that sort of routine. It's helped me massively.
Alright, spot on bro, spot on. So we've just finished that call with Blair. Absolutely love that guy. Cannot wait to see his end transformation, to be honest. It's going to be unbelievable. So, going to make my food just now. I'm making a chicken cashew nut without the cashews. And then I'm going to have to go to the gym after this because it's getting on now. I think it's like 6:30. So I need to get my arse in gear. I'll show you this meal once it's complete because it's fucking unbelievable. So this is the chicken cashew nut. As you can see, I have, right there, 0, that was terrible, 0 cashew nuts. There's a half portion of rice in there as well, just because, I don't know, I just don't feel I really need it right now. Don't have the cows for it. Usually again this does have nuts, but what's in here, a wee bit of rice, what's in here is half portion of sticky rice, 200 grams of chicken breast, a full pepper, about 50 grams onion, roughly. There's soy sauce in there. There's a big heap teaspoon of one of these sizes of sugar. I think I've said soy sauce, flour, and a wee bit of vinegar. So the sauce is a wee bit higher calorie than something I'd usually go for, but it's absolutely phenomenal. So that's what we're doing. Plus the fact that we've still not got our messages in, they come tomorrow morning. So just kind of using what we had left over to kind of make this up. So taste test, tell Flora and Breeze, good cooking Thai food or not. So we did make the real version of the chicken cashew nut. Did we ever check the calories in that?
Is this not the same?
No, because we've no deep fried chicken or put flour on it. So in Thailand they do the chicken with like a batter on it, which we made the first time, which adds a lot of calories. And then usually we have the cashew nuts in it and the bigger rice, so it usually works out to like what, how many calories?
I prefer the chicken like this.
Aye, same. Well, I don't know, I did like it the first way, but it usually works out to like a high calorie meal. We were eating these every day in Thailand, thinking we were being healthy. And
sometimes twice a day.
Sometimes twice a day. And then we figured out how much, no wonder I got so big. And then we figured out how much sugar, salt, not even good salt, the bad salt, fucking oil, everything. SMG, everything was in them. So aye, if you're going to Thailand, try a chicken cashew nut, but you just don't eat them every single day. I never end up spotty. How did I not end up spotty eating on it?
The sun.
True, the sun. Anyway, I'm going to eat this. So, nice wee spinning transition there. It's about 8:45 and I've just came off a call with a group call with all my kind of clients, and it's been absolutely smashing to have the boys in there. Probably should have got it in the video, but no what, that's sound. So we're going to go and get a gym session in. It's definitely later than I usually like to train, but it needs to be done and I'm committed. So I'm going to make it a quick one and just fly through it as quick as I can. Lots of supersets to save some time. I will get some video clips in, but this will be looking awfully like my last session in there, to be honest, because it's the same workout in the same gym, run about the same time. But anyway, let's go get in there. So I need to go fast with this workout. Only want to be in here for half an hour, 40 minutes max. I've done my warm up, so it's basically a back day with some real deltoids involved in there, a little bit of biceps. So I'm going involve a lot of supersets. Basically try and reduce the rest time as much as possible and try and fire through this as quick as I can. I might leave out the rear deltoids and hit them tomorrow morning. It's maybe a rest day tomorrow, but I'll hit the shoulders nice and late and that'll do. So we'll see how we get on. Let's go into it. So team, couple of things to touch on from the full day of eating while I'm making this smoothie. Let me just grab the water. So full day of eating, I watched back the footage and I think I mentioned my calorie intake, but I did say it wrong. It says I was on 2,200 calories, I meant to say 2,500. I will be honest, in the last, pretty much since I moved to Manchester in July, the start of July, since then I've not been counting my calories whatsoever. So basically what I've been doing since, again, I think maybe, it must be the start of November, midway through October, whatever it may be, I basically decided to do a little mini cut. Now it wasn't anything drastic at all. However, 2,500 calories is pretty low for me. I'm usually up at like around 3,000 odds. But the way I'm structuring my diet is I'm only going 2,500 Sunday to Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday I'm basically having a bit more freedom with the calorie intake. Still trying to stay relatively moderate for my own kind of standards, but I basically just kind of wanted to enjoy the weekend still a little bit. So that's what I've basically been doing. I think I have got a little bit leaner. I've not weighed myself whatsoever since I've moved down here, so I couldn't even tell you my last weigh-in. I've not got scales here, so I've just been going by eye. Have a few, I'm noticing some definition come in, about my arms, abs, etc, etc. But yeah, so that's basically how it's been going. However, tracking the days gave me a good bit of an insight and a good bit of accountability, and that's why I find tracking is really, really useful. I've been training for 10 years, I've probably been tracking my calories for about, probably at least 7. So I'm pretty confident in doing it. But if you've never tracked your diet before or monitored your diet before, I highly recommend going and doing it because it gives you so much accountability and you actually get an understanding of what you're eating. So for example, my breakfast, I would never have guessed it was 1400 calories, but it was, so that's what an eye-opener to me. And I've added up my calories for the day, which I'll show you and I'll run over in a wee minute. If I just talk with it right now. But basically within 3 meals, I'd hit my calorie intake and I was at 177 grams of protein and I was aiming for about 180. So I was a little bit below. So that tells me I need to go and look to get more protein into my diet. And that's something I consciously need to go and try and do now. Without tracking, I would have never known that because I was just roughly ballparking the figures. But again, if you've never tracked before, it's so hard and it's so easy. It's so hard to guess how much you're having and it's so easy to overconsume on it as well. Same goes with bulking, because if you feel full, you think, okay, well, that's me enough, that's me going to stop. But sometimes you need to kind of push through that sort of feeling full barrier. So that's it for pretty much a full day of eating. I'm going to show you this smoothie once it's made up. No point me showing you making it because it just makes a lot of noise, and then I'll touch on it there. One thing I want to touch on, post-workout smoothie. The smoothies, the protein smoothies are pretty much something I give every one of my clients because it's just such an easy way to get in so much fruit, protein, health, you know what I mean? So post-workout smoothie is basically a banana, 200 grams of frozen berries, 2 scoops of protein powder, and that's all. Sometimes I add in some spinach, ginger, but I've not had that in the house, to be honest, in a long time, so that's what I'm going to be putting in. But that being said, that is the end of this video. Be a bit of a random one, a very unorganised full day of eating. If you've liked this full day of eating, please let me know in the comments, drop me a message on Instagram, say Brad, that was amazing, tell me more. But other than that, I'm going to leave you there. Peace out, have a good day.